What is going on, guys? MJ2005 Gundam here, and today I'm going to be taking a quick look at the P-Bandai high-grade H2 Magnum SV FX-Plosion mode from Gundam Build Divers. In this review, I'm going to be only covering what I haven't covered in detail, basically the H2 Magnum SV itself. So I will not be covering the weapons, the articulation, and the transformation. So it's basically just a surface review. If you want to check out the detailed looks of the weapons and the H2 Magnum itself, please go ahead and check out the H2 Magnum review and the HWS and SV weapons extension set review. Both links will be up in the cards and in the description below, so please be sure to check those out for a more in-depth review of the H2 Magnum itself and the weapons. Now, what is different in this kit is basically just the colors. Nothing is really too different besides the colors when comparing this with the regular release of the H2 Magnum SV. Basically, this is just the FX-Plosion mode colors. Now, I would really love what they did here. It's not like those Transam pearlescent gloss injection. They actually went ahead and made some of the plastic, if not all of the plastic, like first of all, pearlescent, which is good, and second of all, it does have a very fine metallic flake, and I really like that because it does actually catch the light. Even the frame does have like a silver metallic flake over it, but that does cause some issues because it does cause a pretty big issue when you're sanding some of the parts down. Some of the parts actually do have some black spots. One of the most obvious is the joint over here. It does have a black spot. But other than that, this is basically, like, I will attest to this, the best looking H2 Magnum that is out there. However, unfortunately, it is a freaking P-Bandai. It's basically just a color change, nothing much. So let's just remove this thing and talk about why this thing is so special, apart from it being just a simple color change. Why is this thing so special? It is basically because it has a custom stand. Quotes on custom because it is not fully original. Now, the base obviously is from an Action Base 5, thankfully, because you can actually plug a multitude of different arms over here to display all the funnels if you want to. You'll need 6 in total, unfortunately, but the arm over here is completely new. And despite what you may see, this piece over here is actually from an entirely new plate. So you can plug this on right here. And of course, this thing does have a stand extender left over from the H2 Magnum SV plate. However, I'm using this thing just to prop the original H2 Magnum, or the episode 25 version of it, because I really do not want to go ahead and looking for another stand extension for it. Of course, you can use it, but it wouldn't be necessary because the arm is very long right here. And of course, with all the holes over here, you can actually store pieces. Unfortunately, you cannot store it hands, so that's kind of a bummer, but you can actually store this core block over here for the transformation. Now, what this is here for the back is basically for this. You may have already seen it, I do not know if I showed it yet, but this is basically the ring from the Gundam HFX with adapters. These adapters are completely new. Now, I put this in the specific position because this is the specific position that the funnels should be in when put in FX-Plosion formation. So let me just take the funnels off and show you what I mean. Now, first of all, what you want to do is to basically flip these out, and these are extremely tight. Now, this is another thing that the finish has contributed to this kit. It is the tightness of some of the pieces. Now, the F funnels on my original H2 Magnum are pretty loose. You can just open them up with a touch of a feather, but these are solid as hell. So basically what you want to do is to plug the F funnels on the top 2 and bottom 2 adapters over here, and then you just open up the Sigmaxis funnels right here and then just plug them onto the second. Now this is where this falls apart because the Sigmaxis funnels over here do not stick on well. Yes, they stay on, but if you just brush it, it will just fall off. Even though the holes on the Sigmaxis funnels are not made out of halves, they are pretty damn loose, even with the finish. So you guys will have to do some extra work to just stiffen that up. It may be due to the fact that the peg is actually pointing down, so gravity might do the work for you and pull that out. But it still stays in there if nothing touches it. So here we have the formation of the funnels when in FX-Plosion mode. So if you actually plug the H2 right back on, here we have the signature FX-Plosion activation formation of the funnels. And I absolutely love that they included this display option. And of course, you can position the ring however you want, just so you can have the funnels fly around and do whatever the hell you want without the expense of 6 more arms. Of course, 6 more arms on the action base will allow you to have more display options. However, the ring is enough for me. Now, you can of course transform it. It does come with all the parts. So let's take a look at what that looks like. Now here is the high grade H2 Magnum SV FX-Plosion mode in Phoenix form, and I have to say the colors do make it better. Now the original episode 25 version of the H2 Magnum SV, well, it's just the normal blue colors, and the original SV, which is the white version, well, the white and pale gray doesn't really add to the look. Now this, however, I cannot just praise it enough because I really just like the blue. This could easily be a default color scheme, and this just looks very nice, and there's nothing really different to say. The transformation process is completely the same. Thank God the stand is included so that I can display it in this way, and of course you can actually still use the ring to actually display the funnels, because the H2 Magnum can actually launch the funnels in the alt mode, so you could definitely go ahead and do that. There's nothing really much to say. It just looks really good in these colors, and the special touches that they added to the plastic definitely adds to the look. However, a long stand arm could actually cause it to actually flop, so you gotta be careful. Alright, now that we're back, let's take a look at the extra parts first before we take a look at comparisons. So I'm going in no particular order because I really do not bother to order the plates. So here I have the K1 plate and also the K2 plate. The K2 plate is a replica of this part. So you do actually have the shield piece over here, the leg gear of the original H2 Magnum, and the V-fin of the original H2 Magnum. So you could actually build the original H2 Magnum in FX-Plosion mode. Now you of course have the original fins, the original H2 V-fin, you have the extra hand covers because I didn't even bother to build the other 2 hands. And of course you have the original front skirts and the original spoiler. And then here we have the J plates with the extra fins for the Dots Rifle Magnum and also the Shinguru shield. And then of course here we have the hands that didn't build, the crotch cover over here. I do not know why this still exists. And you have the thruster for the spoiler piece. And you can actually just see that finish right there. It shimmers. Really nice. And of course you do have an extra V-fin for the H2 Magnum SV mode. So if you have broke one, then you're still fine. But you do have an extra piece of this. And this is the reason why I cut this off, because it's very loose. I actually glued the one that is on my H2 Magnum SV FX-Plosion mode on because it is extremely loose. Whenever I try to mess with the Sigmasis funnels, it always comes off. But anyways, last but not least, we do have the leftover pieces from the HFX. So you have the arm over here for the ring, you have the cockpit of the core fighter, and you also have the H symbol of the Gundam HFX. So that is basically all the extra pieces. For comparisons, let's bring in the H2 Magnum episode 25 version. Now I know some of you guys may prefer the white version, some of you may prefer the episode 25 version, which is basically the original color scheme with the extra armaments, but personally I will have to go for the FX-Plosion mode because this just looks so damn nice. So tell me in the comments below which version of the H2 Magnum is your favorite. Let's just bring in like a rather generic looking Gundam, the Mudrock Gundam. So that is it for the review of the FX-Plosion mode of the H2 SV Magnum, whatever the name is. But anyways, what do I think of this kit? Well, I've been gushing over the colors for 6 minutes straight, so obviously you could tell that I adore the color scheme on this thing. However, I will say this, the stand is a little bit disconcerting to say the least because it actually flops about with every small movement, so the peg underneath may snap with a slight bit of a breeze, and of course some generic issues that originate from the original H2 Magnum SV. Okay, and also the adapters kind of hold on the Sigmasis funnels is the back piece over here. It is actually a very loose piece. I actually had to glue this thing on right here. And also the Shingaru shield actually still has the same problem, even though the gray joints are actually coated and actually has this special touch to it. It's still pretty dang loose, so you have to apply a little bit of glue to the Shingaru shield. But other than that, it's not just the color change, you also have the extra stand, and also due to the color change and due to the extra touches, this thing does actually have a way better, and I mean way better, integrity. It's very, very stable. But ultimately the cons of this kit is the loose shield, the loose back piece, the loose Sigmasis funnels, and also the darkening of plastic when you try to sand the knobs down. I am gonna give this kit an 8 out of 10. Of course, it is leeching from the success of the H2, the H2 Magnum, and the H2 Magnum SV, I know, but I will have to give this guy an 8 out of 10. I cannot discredit it because it looks so good and has the awesome looking stand, and this thing just looks amazing. Functions amazingly, even better than the original H2 Magnum even. And this thing is just eye candy on the shelf, so that's it for me. It is an 8 out of 10. I'm saying it right here. Even though it's a leech, it's pretty dang good. Unfortunately, it's a freaking P-Bandai. So that's it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did like it, please be sure to drop a like, comments, and also subscribe for more Gunpla reviews, Gunpla news, and all that kind of stuff. Subscribe to the featured channels on my channel page if you haven't, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.